Who are they?
Steve Nash, Jokic, and Dirk Nowitzki. Now, what do those guys have in common? I'll let it sit there and marinate. You think about it.
So who cares, right? Who cares if they were the top in scoring and they won the MVP? Is it the highest scorer of the league? Is it the scoring title? No, it's most valuable player. And yes, there is some subjectivity into defining what makes a player the most valuable. But anybody who was a basketball head knows Dirk Nowitzki deserved it. Steve Nash deserved at least one. Jokic, argument can be made that he deserves it, right? And we're saying there's only three who have gotten it, and they don't lead the league in scoring. And what do they have as similar? So Kendrick Perkins is alluding to the fact that they're white. Okay. I mean, that's such a silly way. Like, okay, Dirk is German. Steve Nash is Canadian. Joker is, I think, Serbian. They're not the same country. Sure, their pigmentation might look a little more similar, but what if somebody said, look at the 80% of the MVPs of the NBA, and what do they have in common? They're all black. So I don't like these arguments. For me, these arguments are weak. They're based in some type of bias. I don't think they do anything positive. And they also undermine the players that they're attacking. Okay? Steve Nash, for anybody who knows what Steve Nash did in the NBA, he wasn't a highly touted top 10 type of player before he won his MVPs. When he left the Dallas Mavericks for the Phoenix Suns, expectations were much less than what they actually wound up becoming. He took a team, yes, had Amari Stoudemire, who eventually got microfracture knee surgery, and then another knee surgery, and he made these guys into a bona fide championship contender in a loaded Western Conference. If they had played in the East, there's a high chance that they make it to the finals all those years. And he got a lot of his guys some big contracts because of the style of play, because how much he made his players better. He made his teammates better. He found the sweet spots of his teammates, and he allowed them to score and thrive. So I think that's a little bit of a cop-out. We're going to keep going, and then I'm going to address some of the rest of the points.
Maybe they can all say Nowitzki like everybody else, and they won't call him Nowinski. Maybe that's what they have in common.
Let me find the actual. Let me find the actual clip. You know, these guys bring up color, and I hate to bring it here, but look at this. Who's the only white player here? As far as I know, Jason Kidd, I believe, is mixed. Jokic. How many foreign players do we have on here? One, Jokic. Shouldn't that count for something if we're going to make this about race? So, I don't know. Dangerous place to take this. We're going to try to find the original clip.
It's only three guys that won the MVP that wasn't top 10 in scoring. Do you know who those three guys were?
Who are they?
Steve Nash.
So, we watched this clip already, guys. We're going to watch it again. He's bringing up the three. And here's what I want everyone to take a look at. Where do I have it? Here we go. So let's look at MVPs for the last 30 years. Let's point out how many white individuals that we have as MVPs. Jokic won. It's funny, none of these guys are referring to Giannis as a European. He's from Nigeria, but spent some time in Greece. So we're going to leave him off. Interesting that they're not bringing up Giannis. So we got one still. So we see African-American, 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 German, one of the guys he brought up, Canadian, one of the guys he brought up, African-American, from the U.S. Virgin Islands, another individual they don't bring up as a non-American player. Interesting. African-American, 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 African-American. And we can go on and on. And then we got Larry Bird in the 80s a couple times. Again,